Yo, yo. Hey, yo. What up, though, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen, rather. What's going on with y'all today, man? Let me adjust my lights real quick. There we go. Boom. Now we Gucci. What's going on with y'all today, man? We got 10 people in the house. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We're going to talk about something serious today. You know what I'm saying? Something very serious. Not that what I talked about yesterday wasn't serious as well, but we're going to go in on something that's plaguing the community right now. You know, and this isn't YouTube community. This isn't Red Pill community. This isn't none of that. This is Black community outside, where a lot of y'all seem not to go too much. You know, a lot of motherfuckers ain't going outside for real like that. But we're going to talk about something that's going on outside. And that is Black male emotionalism. Black male hypermasculinity, which transforms into erotic male emotionalism, which then transforms into its own form of execution. You feel what I'm saying? Its own form of execution. Now, you saw my thumbnails, or my thumbnail rather. It was 3 different news articles, all from within the past month. 2 of them were actually from this past week. We're going to talk about those. We might even dissect them. I might screen share with y'all and we read these articles together if I feel like doing that. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about what's going on, why this is happening, why is men out here killing women senselessly. Why is men killing mothers of 4? Why is men killing their own ex-girlfriends who is their child's mother? Why is dudes waiting outside of chicks' cribs for hours to look for them and kill them? We're going to talk about these things. First, I'm going to say what's up to everybody in the chat. You know, my man's Red Seen the Blues, A-Dot, Odie Spliff, Pastor Coleman, Joshua, my boy Paul's 2 cents. Make sure y'all check out his channel. Black Alice Jr., Trap Hokage, Big Bro, View from the Man Cave. We gonna have a live tonight at 8:30 over at View from the Man Cave tonight, talking about why men cheat and can women do anything to prevent it. Azia was good. My homeboy Chaz. Excuse me. All right, so we're gonna talk about first thing I saw that inspired me to do this live. It was actually yesterday. Somewhere last night. Curly Mar, what's up, Muhammad? Somewhere last night I saw an article on, I want to say it was CBS Daily or ABC Daily. I can't remember which one. But it was an article, very brief article, really just a report, I should call it. Very brief report with a video attached, talking about a woman of 4 somewhere in Jersey City was shot and killed by some guy, right? Some dude named like Thaddeus or something like that. Some dude with dreads. You feel me? And through some more research and through some more findings, I found out the actual story behind what happened. Well, the alleged story. You know, it's always alleged before we have the hardcore concrete proof. But the alleged story of what happened was that this woman of 4 was somewhere like at a corner store or a liquor store, dollar store, whatever the case, getting something. getting something, right? And a dude walked up to her, was trying to spit some game to her, or what he called game. He was hitting on her. She said nah. She rejected him, right? She rejected him. And so then what he does is he keeps trying to press her on, and he grabbed her ass. He groped her inappropriately, obviously. He groped her, right? And she kept pushing against him. She had rejected him already. Him groping her didn't help his case at all. It didn't even give him a boost. It didn't give him no brownie points. It made it worse. So she keeps rejecting him after she grabs his ass, obviously. So then what happens? Right outside the store, dude got mad. What did he decide to do? Shot her right in the face and killed her outside the store. Somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night, I believe, if I recall correctly. And I'm going to show you what the dude looks like. I'm going to show y'all what my man's looks like. Actually, let me not play. That is not my man's. That is a creature. We going to look it up, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to screen share with y'all. Let me share my screen with y'all real quick so we can see what this dude looked like. Jersey City, mother of four. Bam. Right here. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Right here. Police charge East Orange man in killing of Aisha McFadden, mother of four, found shot in New Jersey. This is what he looks like. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. This is what he looks like. His name is Thaddeus Williams, 37 years old. So this is a grown-ass man, just so we know what we're working with here. This is a 37-year-old man. 37, not 17, not 21, not 15, not 25, 37, almost 40 years old. Almost half of the life of the average human being. Shot and killed her. Shot her in the torso, rather. I'm getting confused with another story. He shot her in the torso outside a store near Martin Luther King Drive. How come every city got an MLK Drive and it's always motherfuckers dying over there? That's a question we need answered. 8:30 p.m. Not far from another kosher grocery store where 3 people were shot to death last year. This was a mother of 4. This wasn't just some chick. This wasn't some bum chick strung out on drugs, still not okay to kill nobody. This wasn't just some chick who had no life, nothing going for her, wasn't responsible for nobody else's life but hers. No, this was a mother of 4 kids. 4 kids. Now these 4 kids have no mama. Because some dude got upset that when he hit on this chick, that she rejected him. So he decided to shoot her and kill her. Shout out to Jersey. I've been to Jersey once. I stayed in a hotel in Hoboken. I was taking the ferry back and forth from New York. Shout out to Jersey. But now these 4 kids don't have no mama. Because this man decided to shoot her and kill her. Because she didn't want to mess with him. She wasn't biting his game. Oh, everybody's unfazed. I'm from Detroit, much worse than Jersey. Stuff like this happen every day. But it's the fact that nobody wants to talk about it. That's what I want to talk about. We got to talk about the problem. I ain't fazed by the story. Shit like this happen every day. But I want to talk about something that we don't talk about enough. And that's the emotionalism of men and how deadly it can be, especially to women. He hits on her, gropes her on the ass, and she rejects him, right? Now, what is emotionalism? First of all, a lot of people don't really know what emotionalism is. Emotionalism is just what it sounds. It's when you make decisions with a lack of judgment. You use judgment based off the way you feel in the heat of the moment, your emotions. You're not thinking through what you're doing. You're not thinking through your processes. You just going off how you feel and whatever you're doing. You know, that's what emotionalism is. Now, why is male emotionalism exceptionally dangerous? Why is male emotionalism exceptionally dangerous? For one, forms of male emotionalism like this are examples of hypermasculinity, right? What is hypermasculinity? Now, hypermasculinity and, like toxic masculinity are not the same thing. Hypermasculinity is when a dude goes too far. He's overreaching to display his masculinity, or he's displaying masculine traits, but they're overboard. So it's too aggressive. It's too conquering. It's too sexual. It's too much. And that's what this was here. He decided, hey, she don't want to mess with me. I grabbed her ass. She ain't want to talk to me. She kept rejecting me. I'm a killer. Because that's how aggressive I am. That's how masculine I am. I'm a killer. That's what hypermasculinity is. You take a masculine trait and you just over-exaggerate it times 3,000. Then it turns into male emotionalism. Because once you over-exaggerate already present aggression, what happens? You stop thinking. You stop thinking. You start just thinking like an animal. You just start doing what you feel like doing when you in that aggressive state of mind. And that's what he did. So he shot her. Now 4 kids have no mama. That's story number 1. Story 2. Story 2 was somewhere else in Jersey, I believe. I'm gonna find it for y'all. Let's see. Story 2 was somewhere in Jersey. Let me look it up real quick. I'm gonna screen share with y'all. New Jersey. Followed New Jersey woman followed and killed. Let's see. Pregnant New Jersey woman killed by shooter. Baby survives. Let me screen share. This is NBC News. Pregnant New Jersey woman killed by shooter who waited outside her home. Baby survives. Unidentified 31-year-old woman delivered a healthy child before dying, according to a local report. So she got shot by some dude. Let's read through it. I'm going to read it to y'all because I know some motherfuckers can't read, which I understand. Not acceptable, but I understand. So we're going to read it together. A pregnant New Jersey woman died after a man allegedly spent 90 minutes. 90 minutes. That's an hour and a half. So he waits outside of her house for 90 minutes, waiting for her to come home before shooting her. Donquay, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Donquay Thomas of Patterson, New Jersey, surrendered to police on Saturday. Oh, that's the man's name, Donquay Thomas. Surrendered to police on Saturday. 31-year-old victim who was 8 months pregnant, shot multiple times. Thomas allegedly waited in his car outside the victim's home for approximately an hour and a half on Thursday until the victim arrived home. Once she arrived, Thomas is alleged to have immediately opened fire, then drove away. The victim was taken to St. Joseph University Medical Center where she delivered her healthy baby and died. Officials did not give. All right, so that's the end of it. Like I said, these reports didn't have extensive, information or coverage, right? Let's go back. So we don't have as much backstory as the last one. But this was a pregnant woman. Who was killed by a shooter. And they didn't say anything. They didn't say anything about it. Was it an ex-boyfriend or a boyfriend or whatever? They probably say something in a different report. But we can assume she was 8 months pregnant. This was a man who knew where she lived and waited outside her crib for 90 minutes. So obviously they had some kind of relation. Possibly baby daddy, boyfriend, maybe ex-boyfriend. She got pregnant by another dude. Maybe we don't know what happened. There's various scenarios in which they could be related to each other in some way, shape, or form. But he waits at her crib for 90 minutes for her to get there just so he could kill her and then dip. Now, that's not erratic male emotionalism. That's deliberate male emotionalism. Because he had 90 minutes to deliberate with himself. Probably sitting there with the gun in his lap. Man, should I do this? Man, I hate this bitch, man. But do I really gotta kill her? No, nigga, fuck that, man. I'm about to kill this bitch. Soon as this bitch pull up, bro, I'm letting fire off. I'm letting rounds off in that bitch and I'm skating, nigga. He had 90 minutes to talk himself through this and decide whether he really wanted to do this or not. 90 minutes. She pulls up to the crib. He get out. He let out fire and just skated. She probably didn't even see it coming. He probably took every cowardice avenue he could have took. He probably just rolled up on her and started blasting. She probably ain't see it coming. And then he left. Now, she didn't die from the gunshot wounds, which shows my dude has terrible aim. For one. But she didn't die from the gunshot wounds. She was able to make it to a hospital, thankfully give birth to the baby. But then she passed away. Now, they didn't say she passed away from the injuries from the gunshots, but we can assume gunshots, pregnancy, add those together. That's a lot of strain on the body. So rest in peace to her. Rest in peace to the first victim as well. I forgot to say that. My condolences to them and their families. But for a man to wait outside a chick's crib for 90 minutes, plotting to kill her, that takes a lot of emotionalism. You feel me? That takes a lot of emotionalism. You have to be a very emotional motherfucker in the moment to sit outside somebody's crib for 90 minutes and kill him. 90 minutes. Like in the first story, this was heat in the moment. He hit on her, she rejected him. He grabbed her ass, she rejected him again, and he shot her in the stomach and killed her. Or in the torso, rather. Shot her in the torso and killed her. With this, no, he pulled up 90 minutes. So obviously, we can assume something was going on between them before this happened. But when is it ever really that serious to where you got to kill a pregnant woman? When is it that serious? Like, somebody explain to me, when is it ever that serious? I already know the answer. It's not. It's not. So what was the reason for him doing that? Like I said, we don't know. The reports are not extensive. We don't have a whole lot of information. This was from November 1st, this particular report, NBC. This man had been planning to kill her for a while, more than likely. Maybe. We don't know. But the fact that it happened is what I want to talk about. Now we're gonna move on to Article 3. We're gonna move on to Article 3. Let's move on to Article 3. What was the title of that one again? Okay, yeah, this was the worst one. We're gonna move on to the worst one. So this man, so now we have another one. Let's share screen. This is Daily Mail. UK Daily Mail. New Jersey man, 38, grown-ass man, who shot his mama 4, ex-girlfriend, 33, execution style, and left her body lying in the middle of the street. And then tried to dip off to Florida. So these are all 3 different stories in New Jersey. I don't know how I ended up with 3 specific New Jersey stories, because this happens all over the country, but whatever going on in Jersey, fix it. You feel me? Same goes for all our other states. But let's read the summary. Eric Seddons, charged with first-degree murder. And what's that word? Absconding police. Couldn't see. Seed is accused of shooting his ex-girlfriend, Ashley Allen, in the head and leaving her for dead. This was back in September. He's just now getting arrested in Camden, New Jersey. Mother of 4 was taken to a hospital and pronounced dead from injuries. U.S. Marshals found settings in Clearwater, Florida in mid-October and arrested him for violating parole. So the first thing they did was violate him. First thing he did was violate parole. That's what he got caught for. Then they later found out he killed this woman who was his children's mother of four. Or, well, wait, let's not say that. This says his mom of four ex-girlfriend. So they're saying that the ex-girlfriend was a mom of four. That's what they're saying. They're saying the ex-girlfriend's mom is is a mother of four. So let me correct myself. This wasn't his kid's mother of four. This was his ex-girlfriend who just happened to be a mother of four. Let's scroll through the report, shall we? I should have found some Detroit stories. That's my own city. I know I could have found about 10 of those, because this happens at least 6 times a day where I'm from, especially on the east side. We don't got to talk about that. A New Jersey man arrested in Florida and charged with shooting to death his ex-girlfriend more than a month after the woman was found laying mortally wounded in the middle of the street. Eric Settings, 38, of Camden, was charged on Monday. First-degree murder. Police responded to the intersection of 8th and Walnut Street in Camden to a woman lying in the middle of the road. And that's all it is. Oh, nope, there's more. Medical examiner determined Allen was killed by a gunshot wound to the head. During the investigation, detectives identified Settings, Allen's ex-boyfriend, as the shooter, according to a press release. He was tracked down 1,000 miles away by the U.S. Marshals. He was extradited to New Jersey. Extradited means he was shipped back. Well, sent back, not shipped. He's not a fucking package. Being held in Trenton jail. You feel me? He was released from New Jersey State Prison in August, just weeks before Allen's killing. So this dude was already in prison. So he was in prison, got out in August, shot this woman September 9th, 29th rather, and then got caught in the middle of October. So dude just left prison and said, fuck it, I'm gonna go back. Fuck it. I'm not fucking with this free world. I'm gonna go back to prison. That's what he said, basically. They haven't disclosed the motive behind it, so they don't really know why he did it yet. Ashley was an affectionate, fun-loving person who loved to spend time with her family. She was compassionate, understanding, kind, and free-spirited. Her smile was infectious, radiated any space, and could permeate the darkest of days. Shot and killed the mother of 4. You feel me? Mother of 4. Let's take y'all to Photoshop real quick so I could just show y'all a picture of what he looks like. Let's take y'all to Photoshop real quick where I got the thumbnail. Excuse all that background noise. I can't wait to move out this fucking apartment. I'm gonna take y'all to Photoshop so y'all can see what these men look like. If my dual screen will work properly. I got a lot going on right now. Okay, here we go. Bam. Now just let me zoom out. So in the middle is the story we just did. This is the man who killed his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, who was a mother of 4. This is the first story we did. Or this is the second story we did, rather. This is the man. No, this is the first story. This is the man from the first story who killed the woman who rejected him. This is the man who killed the woman who rejected him. This is Thaddeus. Dude just to the left is the dude who shot the mother of 4 execution style. Do y'all know what execution style means? Execution style means that this was a very deliberate action. This was probably at point blank range. They said he shot her in the head. Could have been behind her, could have been in front of her. But he shot this woman at point blank range. Execution style, like they said. And left her in the street and then tried to leave to go to Florida on some hoe ass shit, on some pussy shit. So now that we've gotten the articles out the way, or the reports rather, and like I said, condolences to the families of those 3 women. That is a horrible way to find out that a family member has, passed away, to find out that some man killed her. Condolences to those women's children. That's 8 kids right there who now have no mother. Probably had no father. So these are 8 kids who now have no mother. Because it was both of them happened to be, it was all 3 New Jersey stories, and the 2 women just happened to be mothers of 4. I don't know how that comes about. That's a coincidence. But these are now 8 children who have to grow up with no mother, probably no father. So now these are 8 kids who are going to be once again brought up in some unconventional way, some way that a child should not be raised, some way that, God forbid, it could steer them in the wrong direction very easily. Of course, we all hoping that they go down the right path. But these are now 8 kids with no parents. These are 8 kids whose mama got killed by some man. I'm a grown ass man, but as a kid, you found out your mama was murdered by some man because she rejected him in the store, and then he wanted to grope her and she rejected him again, so he got mad and shot her. Or because he shot her execution style in the head and killed her, and they don't know why yet. Or the woman who gave birth to the baby, but then she died, which was probably heavily influenced by some of the gunshot wounds and the stress from the man who waited outside her crib for 90 minutes. For 90 minutes. And then you got to learn that's how your mama passed away, and you never got to meet her. You never got to meet her. You never got to know what her touch feel like, know what looking in her eyes feel like. You never got to know what her voice sounds like. Because not only did she just pass away, but she was shot at by some dude who waited outside her crib for 90 minutes. This is what a lot of this fuckery in the Black community is causing. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. And I know what a lot of dudes in this corner of YouTube would say. Well, they were single mothers. They've just chosen the wrong men. It's a lot of hoe ass niggas that would say, well, they should have just chose better men. It's a lot of hoe ass niggas that would defend some dude getting irate because a chick rejected him. It's a lot of dudes who would defend a dude just grabbing a chick ass who already rejected him. It's dudes out here that would reject a man inflicting violence on a woman because of a rejection. And we don't talk about it enough. This is what kills a lot of people. Not only mothers, not only women. This kills a lot of men too. Or a lot of guys. This kills boys, teenagers, adults. All these grown ass men getting emotional. Overly emotional. Hyper masculine. Just to remind y'all, hyper masculinity is when you take masculine traits and then over exaggerate them to a dangerous point. What's a masculine trait? Aggressiveness. Calibrated aggression, of course. But once I get emotional and I start basing my decisions off of emotionalism, especially when it's erratic, what's going to happen to that aggression? It's going to get over exaggerated. Exaggerated to the point where I'm going to feel like I need to pull out a gun and shoot this woman who said, nah, I ain't messing with you. To the point where I'm going to go drive to a chick house and wait 90 minutes outside her house so I can shoot her and kill her. That's what happens when your aggression is not calibrated. When your aggression is rooted in emotions, when your aggression is rooted in, damn, I just gotta let my feelings loose. I gotta do something. Where I'm heated. That's what happens when your aggression is rooted in these fickle emotions. I bet you 9 times out of 10, that guy who shot that woman who rejected him regretted it as soon as he did it. Soon as he got home, regretted it heavily 9 times out of 10. You know, with some sick motherfuckers out here who wouldn't regret doing something like that. They do exist. But I bet you he regretted it. I bet you he told himself, damn, what did I just do? I just let my feelings get the best of me. And I just shot a woman for rejecting me. And you know, when you go to prison for stuff like that, you're not getting treated like some real street killer. Like, no, you went out and killed the mother of 4. Just because dudes be in prison don't mean they don't have no morals. They gonna rough that dude up. And y'all know what I mean when I say rough him up. Somebody might kill that dude in prison for killing the mother of 4. When they get his paperwork and they find out what he did, because, you know, he might walk in there before they get the paperwork. Oh, I'm in here for murder. Then they get the paperwork. They asking for his papers. Whoever run the court or whoever run the block, they saying, bro, this man killed a woman, a mother of 4. For what? Because one of his charges was also inappropriately touching. You know, whatever that's called. Like, I can't remember if they gave him a sexual assault charge or just like an inappropriate whatever charge. But that's on his charge. So they gonna see that. So they gonna see, damn. So you killed this woman after inappropriately touching her to begin with. Oh yeah, he gonna get roughed up in prison. See what your emotions get you? You see where your emotions get you, black man? You see what your emotions get you? These are 8 kids now who have no mom, don't have no father more than likely. So what's gonna happen? Typically what will happen is they either get sent to another family member to be a guardian. If not that, they get thrown into the system. They become kids to the government. They might end up in foster homes. They might end up in foster cribs. You know how that goes. That's not a way kids should grow up. Then what are they gonna do when they get older? Not only do they have to live in a way that the child shouldn't be raised in, environment a child shouldn't be raised in, but what's gonna happen? The toll of knowing that your mama was murdered in cold blood, that's gonna take a toll on them when they get older. And like I said, I hope these kids are able to find the right path in life. But if they don't, for hypothetical reasons, if she had any sons, these could be the same dudes who could grow up and do something like that to another woman. It's all a cycle. It's all a cycle. The other woman was a mother of 4 as well. Got killed execution style. What are her kids gonna do now? The baby who was born after the mother died from getting shot. What's she gonna do now? When she learns that her mother was murdered before she could ever touch her or look at her or know what her voice sounds like, what's she gonna do? You see what a man's emotions does? You see how much responsibility comes with being a man? When we get emotional and make dumb decisions, make bad decisions, it's a lot of responsibility in that because we're then ruining multiple lives at once. Yeah, we are. We're then ruining multiple lives at once. What is all these notifications on my wrist? Just making sure I wasn't getting important notifications. Yeah, we're affecting multiple people's lives. So when we get emotional and we make decisions based off our emotions, and then we mix the emotions with aggressiveness, a trait that a man should have, calibrated. Your aggression is to be calibrated. What does that mean for anybody who doesn't know? In layman's terms, it means it should be controlled. It should be under control. Your aggression as a man should be under control of you. You're supposed to use your aggression when it suits properly, when it fits a situation. You don't just use it at the spur of any moment. You don't mix it with your emotions. And stuff like this happens all the time. These are just 3 stories that I found last night. Stuff like this happens every week. So it's not nothing new. But I just want to talk about it because it's not enough men talking about it. Especially in this corner of YouTube. We all about male empowerment and, building up the black community and building the black man. But we don't never want to talk about stuff like this. Granted that some of us do. Some of us do. And I affiliate with the men who would or will or do. But not enough do. That's the problem. And the male emotionalism leaks into a lot of other issues in life. It's not just as drastic as killing somebody. It's not just as drastic as shooting somebody in the head or, waiting outside a pregnant woman's crib for 90 minutes to just, to try and kill her. It's not always that bad. Sometimes it's just cussing a chick out. It could be as little as that. It could be as little as cussing a chick out. Let's say she did something. Some of y'all niggas be crazy. She might mess around and leave the refrigerator cracked open half an inch on accident, or you went to get some orange juice, you shook it up, and the top flew off and orange juice sprayed everywhere. Bitch, did you leave the top off the orange juice? And then you just start cussing her out. Male emotionalism can be as little as that. But is that productive at all? Rhetorical question. We already know the answer. The answer is no. Let me put my glasses back on so I can read this chat. Exactly. That's another one of my points. Joshua says people won't look at killings within the black community the same way as killing from a racist police officer. Both are equally bad and should be protested equally with equal aggression. There's a point in what he's saying. Where's Black Lives Matter? We all know who they are. Not that I expect anything from them to actually, help the black community, but where are they at in times of need? Where's all the people who were saying protect black lives? And where are all the people who claim to be trying to help the black community? They don't want to talk about stuff like this. Why not? Because they don't really want to dig in no trenches and discuss it. Because they know they don't really care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be here wasting my time talking about it. But I do care. Why do I care? Because this happens all over the country every day. This happens where I'm from every day. Other examples of black male emotionalism. I remember when I was in my junior year of high school, senior year, sophomore year, one of them years when I was in high school. I wasn't a freshman. But some dude on the east side of the city, east side Detroit, a boy got killed over a pair of Air Force Ones. All whites, not nothing exclusive, not nothing exclusive. Not nothing exclusive. All white Air Force Ones. Got killed over them. I want to say it was over by Persian High School, but I can't remember exactly. That's black male emotionalism. Dudes got so jealous and so envious. They said, I want his shoes. Let's kill him for him. What's some other examples? In my city, dudes get killed for buffs all the time. What are buffs? Kind of Cartier frames. If you don't know what they are, look them up. Buffs. Look up Cartier buffs. Dudes get killed for buffs all the time. And more than half the time, they be fake. Dudes get killed over buffs all the time. How much do buffs cost? Anywhere from $2 to $3 grand. If they just plain. I know the white sticks cost like $3 grand. I think. Dudes kill other dudes over buffs where I'm from. Because they get so envious and jealous. I want what he got, but I don't got it. And I don't feel like going to get it and paying for it like I could do. So I'm going to kill him for his. And then, like I said, more than half the time, they be fake. Everybody in Detroit got buffs, but they don't make buffs like that. It's not that many buffs to go around. More than half the time when a dude kill a dude over buffs, they be fake. So then, you done got emotional. You done said, man, I want me some buffs so bad, but I ain't about to pay none. I ain't about to pay for none shit. Hey, that nigga on Euclid, that nigga over on Philadelphia, that nigga over on Northwestern, he got a pair. I'm gonna ride his ass. I'm gonna see where he be going. We gonna plot on him. And it be 3 or 4 of them trying to plot on him too. For one pair of buffs. It's only one pair of glasses that could fit on a nigga face. But that's the emotionalism. And that's the extent that some of this emotionalism goes to. Keep track of time. That's the extent that some of this emotionalism goes to. I'm going to kill him for his glasses because I don't feel like buying none. Well, because I can't buy none. And I don't want to put in the work to buy any. I'm going to just kill him for his. Then you kill him. You get them, find out they fake. Then you sick as hell. Then you sick as hell. You missing what I'm saying. You completely missed what I'm saying. When I gave the example of the chick leaving the orange juice cap loose, so when you shook it up, the orange juice flew everywhere, and you ran in the room screaming, bitch, did you leave the top off the orange juice? I'm not talking about cussing. It's not about cussing. I give a fuck about cursing. I curse all the time. It's about the emotionalism behind it. You can be emotional and not cuss to nobody. You can be emotional and not cuss to nobody. But if she does that and I bust the door open on some SWAT team shit, bitch, did you leave the top loose on this orange juice? You dumped the rest of the orange juice on her. Now the sheet's wet. Now your bed's sticky and she's sticky. And you just sitting there yelling at her. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about cussing. I cuss all the time. That holds no relevancy to me. It's about being emotional and trying to solve your problems with your emotionalism. That's what I'm asking. What does it solve? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because instead of you being a man about it, addressing her about leaving the orange juice cap loose, and then she remembers next time, and every time she touched that orange juice, she remembers, all right, I gotta make sure this is tight. No, she not even thinking that. You done bust in, cussed her out over about it, got emotional about it. She ain't thinking about tightening the orange juice cap. She just scared now. She just scared of you. Probably don't like you no more. Probably don't respect you no more. That's all you getting from it. That's all you getting from it. It's a way to be aggressive without being violent about it. It's a way to be aggressive without scaring people. It's a way to be aggressive without instilling fear in people. You can use aggression to your benefit. If you know she a little bit of a knucklehead, yeah, you could put some extra stern in your voice. That's all you gotta do. You a grown ass man. What you gotta shoot? What you gotta shoot her for? What you gotta put hands on her for? That's another thing is dudes putting their hands on women. What you gotta put your hands on her for? You know, I understand sometimes you may feel like you want to put your hands on a woman. I ain't about to say, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like every dude hasn't felt that before. Hell yeah. But you don't do it. That's the point. Numerous times when a chick did some dumbass shit and I just wanted to wring her neck like a fucking chicken. But I don't do it. Because there's no reason to. I'm 5'11, 200 pounds. In the gym daily. What I'm gonna put my hands on her for? What is that gonna solve? It's not gonna solve a damn thing. That's why your man uses his mouth. Pause. Words are a man's first weapon. Unless his life is in danger. That's the only time when you put your hands on people or you use weapons against somebody. What do you think male emotionalism looks like across races? I think it's the same. I think it's the same across all races. I just think different races. I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's a social class thing first. That would be my take on it. It's a social class thing first. When you in poor neighborhoods, things are going to get violent much faster than if you are in an upper class neighborhood. That's just the facts. That's just how it is. That's how it's been for millennia. You know what I'm saying? So I think the emotionalism looks the same across races. I think across social class would be a better question. You know what I'm saying? I think across social class would be a better question. But I see where you're coming from for sure. I definitely understand why you asked that. And that is a good question. Male emotionalism. I got about 10 minutes left to be on here. I got about 10 minutes left because I have to eat my pre-workout snack and then drink my pre-workout smoothie. All of that has to be very meticulous. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, yeah, Shady Milkman. I see what you're saying. Yeah, like I said, I definitely understand. A lot of people get on guys for just putting bass in their voice and cussing. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. As if it's already a form of abuse. You know, yeah, I understand for sure. That's why I don't like to raise my voice a lot. You got to do a lot to get me to really raise my voice. You know what I'm saying? Because my true temperament is very low, but I found ways over time to stay in my head when my temper is short. You know, so it don't take a lot to get on my nerves and irritate the fuck out of me. But I've learned how to stay mellow and how to stay calm and masculine about it, even while I'm irritated or you done got on my nerves or I'm annoyed and I want to tell you to shut the fuck up. Because I can't just go around telling people, you know, shut the fuck up, you getting on my nerves. I can't just go around doing that. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that just comes from where I grew up. A lot of that overly aggressive, hyper masculine behavior just comes from where I grew up. So I had to learn how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Also, anger is an emotion, so it's a thin line between having purposeful and valid anger and letting it take over. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, anger is definitely an emotion. Aggression is more of like a mode. I 100% believe every man should have a sense of calibrated aggressiveness to him, not necessarily anger, but calibrated aggression. Aggression is a mode. Aggression is a way in which you do things. I believe all men should have a sense of aggression to them, under control. Like how I just explained, I got a short temper, but I had to learn how to manage it. That's controlled aggression. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I still have to, put in practice to consciously think about sometimes toning my energy down. Because there's been sometimes when a homeboy of mine did something that was irritating, and I did something that I thought was mellow. Like I thought I addressed it mellow, but really it was kind of disrespectful. It's been multiple times when a chick did something that was irritating the fuck out of me, and I thought I responded that in a way that was mellow, but it really wasn't. And she started crying or something, or she just had this look of like terror on her face, and I was like, what's wrong with you? So then even then I had to check myself even more. That's called calibrating your aggression. Some dudes have the opposite of my problem. Some dudes have no aggression at all. Some dudes have no aggression at all, which is the agenda that they're trying to push on a lot of men nowadays, to be very effeminate and very docile, very calm and timid, and have no aggression to you. That's the agenda they're trying to push out. We already know. Well, we don't got to talk about that. But some men have the opposite problem. They have no aggression. And those are I would say they're even more dangerous. Because when you have a dude with no aggression and he doesn't know how to get his point across, he doesn't know how to put his foot down, he doesn't know how to, in a masculine way, tell someone to stop doing something that's getting on his nerves or annoying him. Those are the dudes who just one day they just snap. Those are the dudes who shoot up schools. Those are the dudes who be killing their families and then kill themselves. Those are the dudes who go to work and then shoot up floor 27 of the office building. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the dudes who just snap. The guys who don't have any aggression at all, those are the guys who snap. Or they don't know how to channel their aggression, is a better way to say it. Because we all have aggression. It's just they don't know how to use it and channel it. Because they may have grown up in a way where they didn't have to, use any aggression, have any aggression. Typically, these are guys who, grew up in nice neighborhoods, which is where, we should be raising our kids. Best believe my kids going to be raised in a very nice neighborhood. But typically, these are guys who were raised in really nice neighborhoods, never went outside, never played sports. So they don't really know what aggression feels like. If you want to see me aggressive in a controlled environment, watch me play sports. Watch me on a basketball court. Watch me on a football field. Even when I'm playing a video game, bro. Even when I'm playing Madden, 2K. If I get too into it and too competitive, I'm extremely aggressive. And I've had to control that over time. Some dudes have no idea how to channel their aggression at all. And it eats them alive because they wish they knew how. Because they know it's there. It's somewhere deep in here. They just don't know how to reach it. They don't know how to get to it. So it rots their brain every day. Every time a dude step on their shoes and they didn't say nothing. Every time a dude bumped into him and they didn't say nothing. Every time a dude said something that was low-key disrespectful. Every time a chick said something that was low-key disrespectful and they didn't say nothing about it because they don't know how to reach that aggression inside of them. That's building up. That's building up. Then one day they just snap. That's another example. You have hyper masculinity, dudes who are overly masculine, overly aggressive. Then you have hypo masculinity. Excuse that. Had to crack my arm. You got hyper masculinity and you got hypo masculinity. Hypo masculinity, they don't have enough masculine essence. They aren't in tune with enough of their masculine traits, if any. Hyper masculine, they're too in tune with it. They too quick to use their masculine traits. And they over exaggerate them. I might do a video on that. Hyper masculinity versus hypo masculinity. Because at the end of the day, They both have similar results. Emotional ass decisions. It's just with hypermasculinity, the emotional ass decision may come quicker. With hypomasculinity, it could be pent up, built up over days, weeks, months, years. You feel me? Exactly. That's very well said. If you're an axe murderer, but you don't have an axe, that doesn't mean you're moral. Some guys don't know how dangerous their aggression is until they're given an axe. That's 100% truth. That is the truth. And that's the same thing with money. You know, money, women, and having a weapon is what's going to expose who a man is. Money, women, and a weapon. We gonna name it WMW. Women, money, weapons. Those are the three things that will always expose who a man is. Why is that? Now with money, we all know when you give somebody money, it's not going to change who they are. It's going to expose more of who they already were. So if a dude was a lame before he got money, he's going to be even more of a lame with the money. If a dude was cool without money, he's going to be even more cool with the money. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with a weapon. Sometimes dudes get guns and they don't know how to act. That happens a lot of times in the hood. Dude buy his first gun out somebody's trunk and he think he God now. So if a dude was a lame before he had a gun, he's going to be even more, he's going to be just a dangerous lame with the gun. If a dude was already cool, calm, and collect without a gun on him, he's going to be even more cool, calm, and collect with a gun on him. Same thing with women. Put a dude around some beautiful women, that's going to expose who he is. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only thing with women is that it can both expose who a man really is, or it's not going to amplify who a man is, but it's just going to expose a man's true character, being around some beautiful women. So if a man was cool, calm, and collect, and that's really who he is, he going to be cool, calm, and collect around the ladies. If a dude acts cool, calm, and collect, but that's not really who he is, that's just how he behave around the fellas, put him around some beautiful women, he going to be a whole different dude. You feel me? Am I making sense? I hope I am. Appreciate that super chat. My homie says, bro, this topic is the truth. Too many emotional men, and it's definitely tough to relate. That's why I stay to myself. I feel it. I feel it. I feel that. I can't be around emotional ass niggas too often. I can't do it too often. You know, some dudes are cool. Some dudes are cool to hang around, but they just got that one problem. They just too damn emotional. Can't hang around them too much. Every now and then, you know, every now and then we tap in, but can't hang around them kind of dudes too much. I can't hang around emotional ass dudes too much. Can't do it. It's enough emotions hanging around with women. And they're women, so it's not something that I can try to avoid. You know what I'm saying? Women are going to be emotional. We already know that. That's a part of who they are. Being around emotional ass dudes, I can't do it too long. Can't do it too long. You know, that don't mean I like them any less. That doesn't mean I don't have respect for them. It just means we can't vibe together. You know, we can't kick it like homeboys if you too emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's just a character flaw. It can be fixed. Is it easy to fix? No, it's not. But it can be fixed. And I made a video on this back in the summertime. He says emotional instability and uncontrolled aggression is a volatile combination. I have a video on developing emotional stability. I made it back in the summertime. It was part of my Nice Guy Evolution series. I can't remember which episode it was, but one of the episodes was developing emotional stability. Because that's what a lot of, quote unquote, nice guys lack is emotional stability. They don't know how to stay stable in their emotions, good or bad. When they feel happy, they getting all giddy and start acting goofy. When they sad or upset or angry, they raging out or they crying all over the place or they doing this or doing that. It's like, no, have some stability with your emotions. I'm not saying to never express them. I'm saying to have them under control. So if you feel like you want to cry, go somewhere in private and cry in a shower, cry in your own bed. Don't be crying all over in front of everybody. You feel me? If you got some really good news and you just want to get up and scream and shout and start doing the worm on the fucking floor, don't, it's a time and a place for that. Don't be doing that all over where everybody is watching, do that in your own space or do that around your own people, people you trust. You feel me? That's another one of these agendas they trying to push on men is that, we should express our emotions more and, be more emotional like women. That don't fly, that don't fly in my life. That don't fly at all. That's just me. Call me sexist, call me misogynist, whatever you want to call me. I'm not about to be out here being hella emotional. I'm not about to be out here expressing my feelings to everybody and whenever I want, wherever I want. That's not what a man does. Women do that because they're more emotional. So they have more emotions to bear than a man does. I could stub my toe in the bed when I wake up. Yeah, I might be pissed for like 20 seconds, but I just stub my toe. When a woman stub her toe, it might ruin her whole day. Because they are in tune with their emotions much more. They're much more sensitive to the world. So they're naturally going to be more emotional than a man. They have more emotions to feel. They have more emotions to express and to experience. A man is not like that unless it's a learned behavior. That's when a man gets emotional. It could be a learned behavior. If you grew up around a lot of emotional people, then your learned behavior can be to be emotional, to react to things based on your emotions, to practice emotionalism, to base your judgment off the way you feel. That is a common thing. You feel me? Yeah. He said there's women in mainstream society encouraging men to develop and express traits they know they'll find unattractive. Yeah, it's a lot of things that are backwards going on, but society will society, if you know what I mean. Society is going to society, whether we want it to or not. So, all we can do is try to turn things back in the right direction. We can't just stop society from societying. I'm trying to make up a verb that's not really a verb. But all we can do is step our foot in it and try to change it to the right direction. It's never gonna stop for us. So when women say be more emotional, express more of your emotions, that's really just they want that for all of the guys except for the guys who they like. They don't want the guys they like to be all emotional. They don't want that. Because I'll tell you one thing, I've never had a chick tell me to be more emotional or be more in tune with my feelings or express more emotions. I've had chicks ask why sometimes maybe I don't. I've had chicks ask why maybe I don't. But I've never had a chick tell me express more emotion, be more emotional. I've never heard that come out of a woman's mouth. Be more emotional? Fuck no. Never heard that come out of a woman's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna close with this because I'm actually 5 minutes past and I gotta take my pre-workout snack. Yes, pre-workout snack. Because then I gotta follow with the pre-workout smoothie 30 minutes later. So I'm gonna close with this. Erratic male emotionalism. That thing, erratic male emotionalism might be the closest thing to execution. You know what I'm saying? Death penalty. When a guy gets overly emotional and it starts to impair his judgment, you need to go in the house and lock your doors. Depending on the magnitude of the situation, of course. When a man starts getting hella emotional, you need to go inside and lock your doors. In this live, I mentioned hyper masculinity and hypo masculinity. When you see a dude is being hyper masculine, you need to just back away, back up, because you don't know what he gonna do in that moment. When you see a dude who is very hypo masculine, meaning that he doesn't have enough masculinity and he might be getting picked on or bullied or made fun of all the time, be nice to him. Be nice to the hypo masculine dudes. Unless they asking you for some criticism or they asking for some tough love, just be cool to them, bro. Don't take advantage of them. Don't take advantage of them just because you know you can. You feel me? So that's the topic for the day, man. That's the topic for the day. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.